What's up, guys? First episode, Pokemon Go. Loving it right now. Tezblade here. First episode is the beginner's guide, and this is for all of you just starting out or a low level or don't actually fully understand the game. It's also good for anybody who has been playing the game a while but might not actually understand some of the basic features, as Pokemon doesn't really give you that much tutorials at the start. So guys, when you first start out, for those who are just starting the game, at level 5 you will get the choice to be Team Blue, Team Red, Team Yellow, which is Valor, Mystic or Instinct. Now, when you first choose your outfit, I actually chose Yellow, as you can see, because I thought it looked cool, and then I picked Team Blue. So I'm Team Blue, but I'm wearing all Team Yellow, so not great choice there. So just make sure that if you want to go for one of those teams that you dress him up appropriately, or you can dress him up randomly, but it's also good to obviously make sure he matches what team colour you are. The first thing when you start out as well, you get to choose your start Pokemon. Now normally this is Charmander, Squirtle or Bulbasaur, but you do actually have the option of Pikachu. It is actually very rare to get in the game in certain places. Obviously some of you might have a spawn spot where it spawns quite a lot, but for the majority of us it's quite hard to get. So the actual way to get Pikachu early is at the start the 3 of them appear. You'll get 3 around you. See, at the moment I've got 2 Pokemon around me, but you'll have 3 at the start. If you walk away from these Pokemon, they disappear. If you do that 3 times, sometimes 4 times for people, but if you do that 3 or 4 times, the next time when they respawn and reappear, you will get the choice to pick Pikachu. He will be one of the Pokemon. Unfortunately, I didn't actually do this. I only found it afterwards, so obviously that's why I'm doing this for you guys. Any of you guys starting out, get the chance to get Pikachu early doors. I did actually find a level 271 Pikachu in the wild, luckily, but definitely a long way from getting Raichu. So when you first start the game, you're going to see this screen here, which is quite cool. So it's essentially just your maps. At night and day it changes, so at the moment it's night time, so you've got the stars out there, which is pretty cool, so it knows what time it is. Also, that actually affects what type of Pokemon you can get. Later at night you can see your Ghastlies and your more, say, dark Pokemon. You also see Pokestops on the map. These are often where there are statues, memorials, etc., stuff like that. If you click on the little Pokestops, you'll see it says where it is, common places. When you actually get to it, this is a place where you can collect items such as potions, more Pokeballs when you're running out. When you get to it, all you do is swipe, so the circle spins, and then all your items come out. You've also got gyms. As you can see, the gyms are different colours. This is a Team Blue gym. So you've got the level of the gym as well, this is a level 2, which means you can have 2 Pokemon. There's only 1 Pokemon at the moment, which means I could actually put my Pokemon on it, because I am Team Mystic representing. Also, you've got a yellow gym here, which is next to it, and as you can see, this is level 3, and this does actually have 3 Pokemon. So I might actually take down that gym tomorrow. Now, gyms can be pretty much anything. They can be shops, community centres, parks. So there's a lot of stuff that's around this gym, but early doors, early levels, you do not really want to be fighting at gyms. You're going to be too low level to fight them unless you're doing it with someone else and then taking it down together, which is also a good way to level up. As you can see, that is actually a blue gym, so I could actually join this gym, which you join the gym in the bottom left hand corner. The good things for joining gyms are, when you own gyms, you actually get coins and stardust. Now to do that, you need to go click on the little Pokeball. That brings up your menus. You go into shop, and in the top right hand corner there's a little badge, and that's got a number on it. At the moment I don't own any gyms, but earlier I owned 2, so I'd click that 2. And what it actually gives you, for every gym you own, you get 500 stardust and you get 10 coins. So I got 20 coins earlier and 1,000 stardust. So on my way to get some more incubators, which I'll touch on later. So on your home screen, you've got your profile. So if you click on your profile, you've got you there. You've also got your XP bar, shows you how much you've got, what you've got to level up to. You've got how many Pokecoins you got, what team you're on, what start date. At the bottom, you've got all your medals. These don't actually give you anything as such, but obviously there are little achievements that you get along the way. You've also got your journal. Inside your journal, you've got all your most recent things that you've caught or that you've used. So yeah, all your Pokemon that you've caught are in here, so you can check if it freezes what Pokemon you've caught. In your menus, you've got Pokemon, Shop, which we touched on, Items, and Pokedex. If you go into your Pokedex, you'll see what Pokemon you've got. At the top, you see how many you've caught and how many you've seen. So I've caught 66 and I've seen 68, which means 2 of them have either ran away or the game's frozen, which is what happened down here for my Snorlax, which I'm still raging about. Inside your menu, you've also got items. Now, as you start off, you'll just have a potion, revive, incense, I think you get at the start, and you get some Pokeballs and your camera and your egg and your incubator. Now, as you start leveling up, obviously you get super potions, hyper potions, great balls, lore modules, raspberries. All of these individually, they've got the descriptions underneath. Raspberries, easier to catch Pokemon. Lore modules are used to get more Pokemon to Pokestops. Incense lures wild Pokemon to yourself that's in your nearby location. Doesn't actually always give all the nearby Pokemon, don't always come to you, but it's good for attracting Pokemon when you're trying to XP boost. Now it's time to catch a Pokemon. If this is your first Pokemon, it's very important to know how to actually catch a Pokemon. I'm going to choose the Pidgey first because the Beedrill might actually be a bit harder. So if I just click the little Pidgey here, sometimes if you zoom, I tend to zoom out a lot because then I can see the whole map. It's a lot easier to see, but when you're clicking, sometimes it can be hard. So if you just click on the Pidgey, nice and simple, it appears. Now above his head, there's a little CP level. This stands for combat power, which I'll touch on in a second once I've caught it. But obviously the higher it is, the harder it is to catch. On the catching screen, you can actually do it in AR mode, which is in real time. So I could actually catch this Pidgey on my keyboard. But if it's a hard Pokemon, this is fun, but if it's a hard Pokemon, I would suggest catching it just without AR mode because it centers the Pokemon, so it's a lot easier to catch. You can actually get your item bag out, so you can change whether it's a Pokeball, Great Ball, Ultra Ball as you get higher. You can also throw a Raspberry at it, which it will become easier to catch on your next throw. So the best way to do it is to hold the Pokeball down first. As you see, the little ring comes up. This goes from green, yellow, orange to red. So kind of like a traffic light system. You want to try get it in the center of that green, yellow, red, orange circle. Now what that represents is how easy it is to catch and how likely it is to stay in the ball. If you throw it when it's at its smallest and you get it in the circle, the inner circle, then you're more than likely to catch it. The main thing is just trying to hit the target at the start, to be honest. I did waste a lot of Pokeballs at the start trying to work it out. The best way is more of a swiping motion than a flicking motion. That way you can kind of control it and throw it in. Also the actual catch itself, so if you get it in the center of the circle, you actually get more XP. 75%, so when the circle is at 75%, if you get it in, you get a nice come up, which gets you 10 XP. If it goes 50% or below you, and you get it in the circle, you get 50 XP, which is great. And you get 100 XP if it's really small. I think it's like 10%, and you get it in the circle, you get 100 XP. You also get 10 XP for a curveball, which you just spin the Pokeball when you start. So there is actually more XP when catching a Pokemon if you get it right. So the Pokemon can actually attack and dodge, doesn't actually do any effects. You see there it's jumping, makes it harder. What I tend to do is wait for him to jump and then I throw it. So a little high, but still it's a low level, so it should stay in the ball. If you get a free roll, yeah, that's it. So that's a Pidgey caught there. For every Pokemon you catch, you get 100 XP, so it's not bad. You also get Stardust and candies, which I'll show you on the next screen what they mean. Just whatever you do, guys, don't let Pokemon Go take over your life like these guys.
I'm not throwing curveballs! Game, come on, come on. Like, I can't even access my items. I can only throw. Come on, God. I'm on 1%. And the game's frozen on me.
Give it a sec.
Sure, do you need help? Not unless you got a fucking server for Pokemon Go! Then you can fucking install for these fucking idiots! Because I wanna catch this fucking Blastoise! God damn it! I never did catch him. Sons of bitches.
Yo, Scott, are you still playing Pokemon?
Yeah, I'm about to catch Academy. Shut up. Hold on. Hold on. No! No! This glitch, dude, is my phone just stops. It stops. It doesn't do anything.
It wasn't your phone's Maybe it was your fault. No!
It says your flying type, gives its weight and gives its height. The weight can actually, you can also get a little circle that says extra small or extra large. When I've researched through this, it doesn't actually mean anything as such. Some people were saying that if it's an extra large one, you get more HP, but when I've researched, this isn't actually the case. Some people were saying if it's an extra small, it's faster in battle. I do have a Jolty on that is really fast in battle, and it is an extra small, but I don't think there's any actual evidence surrounding this. You'll see that there's a little bar at the top, just above Pidgey, the semicircle bar, and you'll see the little dot is just over halfway on the semicircle. Now what this represents is what level of Pidgey I can catch based on my level, and at the moment I'm level 16. So I could probably essentially catch a CP level Pidgey that is, say, 300. Your stardust is what you use to power up your Pokemon. So in this case I can power up this Pidgey, which cost me 1,000 stardust. You've also got Pidgey candy. The Pidgey candy is how many Pidgeys you catch. So if on the previous screen I got 3 Pidgey candies from catching a Pidgey. And obviously I've caught quite a lot of Pidgeys at the moment. So once you've got your Pokemon, you can either power it up or evolve it. But you do not want to, I repeat, do not want to power up your Pokemon at the start when it's a low level, because when you get to level 15 or 10, 15, as you start getting higher, you will catch Pokemon that are much better level than yours, and you would have used your Stardust to power up these Pokemon. You want to save all your Stardust for when you are powering up a higher level CP Pokemon, maybe that you've caught in the wild or that you've got from an egg. You've also got moves on the Pokemon. The moves don't really make much difference at the start because you won't be gym battling, but when you get to the later stages, it is good to have decent moves. So some Pokemon you can get this, the first move's only a 5, which isn't that great, and then some you can get this a 15, like Hypno, and he's actually quite a really strong Pokemon. Your second move, it has little blue bars. Now what these represent is how long it takes to get that special move. If it's one whole long bar, then that means it's normally like a Fire Blast. They're normally, say, like a 60, or a Hyper Beam. They're normally a 67th move, but it normally takes quite long in battle. You have to do a couple of smaller moves to get this up. Whereas in this case, this is Air Cutter as the special move, and there's 4 bars, so it's not actually that hard to do. So in battle, once you've hit the opponent with your smaller move, you'll have enough level to use your special move. The only other thing in here is your transfer button. Now this is something that you do want to use at the start, because once you start collecting Pokemon, if you transfer that Pokemon, it will go back to the lab and you'll get 1 candy back. So once you start collecting a load of Pidgeys, you can start getting rid of them and getting those candy back to power up and evolve at a later stage. At the start, you want to be catching as many Pokemon as you can. That's the best way to level up. You don't really want to be using your Pokemon to fight at gyms, because they're going to be quite strong at the start. So you just want to hold out, wait till you get to, say, level 10, 11, then start putting your Pokemon on and fighting at gyms. If we go back to the main screen here, so I've got 110 XP there. So in terms of getting XP to level up, there's a breakdown that I'm about to attach now. As you can see from this, the best way really, you get 100 for catching a Pokemon, 500 for a new Pokemon which registers the Pokedex. I've told you about what you get when you're catching a Pokemon. Checking in at a Pokestop gets you 50, the rest is there. There's also, not missing on this list, is when you've actually hatching an egg. Depending on how much kilometre the egg is, for 10 kilometre you get 1000 XP, for 5 kilometre you get 500 XP, and for a 2k egg you get 200 XP, but I'll talk about more on eggs in one of the later episodes. So based on this, the best way to get XP is to catch new Pokemon and to evolve Pokemon. let's say you catch a Pidgey, so you get 3 candies, you catch another 3 Pidgeys, you've got 12 candies, you've got enough to evolve it then. And then you need another 50 candies to evolve it into a Pidgeot. Once you've evolved it into a Pidgeot, you don't actually want to then go through that chain again. You don't want to evolve it into a Pidgeot and then a Pidgeot, because you want to keep as many Pidgey candies as you can, because you get 500 XP for evolving a Pidgey to a Pidgeotto, and also 500 XP for evolving a Pidgeotto into a Pidgeot. So it takes you less candies to do from a Pidgey to a Pidgeotto, but you still get the same level of XP for evolving. So that's why I've actually got a lot of candies for Pidgey at the moment, because I'm going to use a lucky egg, get double XP and evolve a lot of Pidgeys at the same time. A good Pokemon for this is Pidgey, Weedle and Caterpie, because there are also only 12 candies to evolve. You'll see a lot of Rattatas at the start, but they're actually 25 to evolve into a Raticate. So once I've evolved it into a Raticate, I would actually save my Pokeballs and not catch any more Rattatas. Unless you want to, at the start it's okay to catch more Pokemon, but as you start leveling up and your Pokeballs start going down, depending on how many Pokestops you go to, you want to save your Pokeballs. So catching Pidgeys, Weedles and Caterpies is good at the start. And then obviously once you've got a lot of these, you can use your lucky egg, which is in your items, and as you level up you start getting more lucky eggs. What a lucky egg does is it doubles your XP. So when evolving them, instead of getting 500 XP, you'll get 1000 XP. So the technique that I will actually be doing tomorrow, which I'll record for you guys, is once you get to say level 10 or 15, you maybe want all the Pokemon that you've got ready to evolve that you haven't yet evolved, you want to keep them for a lucky egg. You want to use the lucky egg, you want to go to a Pokestop or two Pokestops if you're lucky enough, as close together. You want to lay down a lore module, which I'll go into more detail in the next episode. Use your lucky egg to get double XP, and then you want to level up all these Pidgeys that you've saved all the candies for, all these Weedles, all these Caterpies, every time you get 1000 XP. And if you catch any new Pokemon, that'll be 1200 XP with your lucky egg. So it's a good way to get XP at the start and level up. But also just catching Pokemon as you go along is a really good way. Once you've caught some Pokemon, you can go, come on, here on the left. This is my squad at the moment. So, yeah, I'm sitting pretty with a Vaporeon at the top. That Dugong actually caught wild, which is quite good. I've got a nice little Eevee here ready to go into a Flareon, hopefully. I'll do all my EVs at once in another episode. I've got a couple of EVs and I've got enough candies to do 2 at the moment, but I think I'll have enough to do 3. So hopefully we can show you the EV evolutions and show you how to get each kind of EV evolution, because there is a way. Although I did actually by chance manage to get a Flareon, as you see there, and I've got my Jolteon and Vaporeon near the top. So that's it for this episode, guys. Cheers for tuning in. Next episode we will touch on how to XP boost with the lucky egg, how to maximize your XP, which I did touch on in this episode, so make sure you watch that one. We're going to be outdoors catching Pokemon, hatching eggs, so that's definitely something to look forward to. Please subscribe, like or comment, be appreciated. Thank you. So guys, we've been tipped off at the golf course that there's a lot of Pikachus here.
That counts as seeing it.
How do you feel that Magma just ran away?
Oh, buzzing.
And we're about to hatch our 10k egg, so let's see what we've got. Please be a Lapras or a Snorlax, please. What? So guys, 20 seconds into the bike ride and I've already found a wild Fearow. Oh, it's done it again. Right, come on, Fearow. Oh, straight out. Oh, it's curveballed again. Oh, it's attacking me. What is life? What is life? So guys, my phone has turned back on and now we've actually got some action. We've got 27 minutes left though. In the 30 minutes you can evolve 60 Pokemon. So at the moment I'm just going through evolving my oh, it's turned off again.